Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And we're going to continue the world tour, but in a much more condensed fashion because the Reckoning team is so very boring and it has zero thought process. You use the skills, you wait to turn 5, you watch everybody die. So normally I would split all the Tempered Edge stages out into like 3 different videos. I'd do the first 5 of them, and then the next 4, and then we'd end on Veldora because he has the most HP and is traditionally, quote unquote, the most difficult. Again, quote unquote. But if we're gonna kill everything in 5 turns, then there's no real reason for me to split it out in 3 videos. So we're probably just gonna watch the turn 4 or turn 5 of every single one of these fights. It'll be 7 clips. And, we'll just watch them die. And we're going to use the same team that we did for the last video. So Masayuki, free-to-play Isis, Hinata, Yuki, Frey, Shizu. And this will not be difficult at all. So let's just get started. Alright, so we're transitioning into turn 5 right here. They're going to hit us a bunch. We've got the Frey HP buff on Hinata and Yuki, so they've got double their HP now. And we're up to 25, 26, 19 stacks, and they have how much HP? 166. So we're big chillin'. Let's just go ahead and absorb these ults for fun, and then we'll watch them die, and that'll be the end of Tempered Edge Earth 1.0. So yep, thank you for that. And oh, bind. I'm scared. And then Soe, single target. Still super scared, and we do 6.5 million damage. Yeah, alright, let's move on. Alright, once again, going into turn 5, everybody has the Frey HP buff on. We've got the Reckoning, we've got quite a few stacks of that now, and Milim, again, has sub 200k HP. Oh no, 252. She's about to be under 200k if we were to do anything about it, but we would only need, 4 stacks of Reckoning to probably kill her, maybe? And we're gonna do millions upon millions of damage here. And heal, and heal, and we did 8.8 million that time. Yeah, 200k, 8.8, there's a bit of a difference there. Let's move on. Okay, so we've applied much less stacks. We don't have the HP buff at all, but I think as we go through these fights, I'm going to use less and less stacks and see how long it actually takes to kill them. So here, turn 5, 17, 11, 9, and that's it. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do this, and we'll watch them die, because they probably have, under 200k HP, and this isn't really going to hurt. 500 damage. Tragedy. Ooh, 85. Alright, well that actually hurt a little bit, but then we do 1.1 million! That's about how much, well, it's a little bit less HP than what Veldora is going to have at the end of this video. So actually that's a good milestone marker for us to keep that in mind. Okay, let's move on, and let's use less. Alright, again, going to turn 5. Remember that, well, maybe you don't remember because you just straight up don't know, but Reckoning does 150% of your current HP. Every single stack. So one stack of Reckoning has 150% of your turn HP. So 27.2k. Alright. 150% of that. So double an ish change for every stack. So we've got 2 stacks on Hinata, which means that effect is doubled. And Isis and Yuki. So if we're doing, 27, 40, 50-ish k damage apiece from just Hinata alone, and Diablo has 214k, well, we don't really need that many stacks to do 200k damage. So you know what? Let's go ahead and let's just bring in Frey for Isis, because Frey's not gonna, or Isis wouldn't get the HP field, but Frey will. So let's do this. So we have 6 stacks total. That's it. That's all we got. 6 stacks. Will we be able to actually kill Geld and Diablo with 6 stacks of Reckoning when some characters are not at full HP? Although they're probably going to be at full HP, or very close to. 192,000 for 6 stacks. And Diablo is almost dead. Geld died because he has less HP just in general. But that's only 6 stacks. 6. That is, what, 3 turns of using Shizu? If you use both skills? And then 182k right there. So, yeah. Reckoning is super easy. It's super cheap. Okay, we have more stacks than what we had in the last fight, right? 16 stacks apiece. So, what is what is that? So let's see. Let's just do some quick math right here. What is Hinata's HP right now? It is 29,209 times 1.5. So we're gonna do 43,813 damage per stack with Hinata. And Hinata has 16 stacks, so let's multiply that number by 16, and we're going to do 700,000 damage with Hinata alone. And Shuna has 300k HP. So let's just go ahead and send this. And then let's see the 700 times, 3, essentially. Or, well, yeah, times 3. Because there's 3 characters here who have roughly the same amount of HP, maybe a bit less because of these hits. And we're going to do 2 million. Yeah, look at that. 2 million damage. 5 turns, and we didn't really use skills for the last 3 turns of this fight. That all came from like turn 2. Oh boy. Okay, we're on turn 4. We have 8 stacks across the board, and we're not going to do anything here. We're just going to send 1 orb. They don't have as much HP as the that Shuna that we fought last time, because it's an AoE fight. These are still very, very old, so what does Lumi have? Like 200-ish K, somewhere around there? Even less, 188. Okay, well, let's go ahead and kill him with our 8, 6, 24 stacks, and then let's move on, because we're going to do still way too much damage. We're going to do hundreds of thousands of damage here. Yeah, 775,000 damage, and they have 188k, and we did very, very little. So, let's move on. Okay, transitioning into turn 4, we have 5, 3, 5, and then 2 stacks in the back. And this stage is, it can be difficult for people who are not prepared because they do a lot of damage to you. And Leon, he has ults, he has crits, he has attack up, especially if you're going to bring a wind unit like Yuki in. Like, there are going to be some times where you're maybe not fully prepared for the amount of damage that he can take on as a newer player. So having Hinata's healing field and being able to completely negate that is great. And they don't have a lot of HP to begin with, because they attack so much, and the stage here is meant to be defensive, so you don't have a lot of offensive traits to bring in with the Earth 2.0 meta. But here, like, we're going to be able to win with minimal amount of stacks in, just because they don't have a lot of HP. And we haven't really taken that much damage until now. And there we go, 400k. That was super difficult. Again, just like all the other stages were. Okay, it's turn 3. Literally all I've done is I've used orb changes on turn 2. We're at 6 stacks apiece, and we used Masayuki once. So, 6, 12, 18 stacks, Gazel has 300k HP, and so we know for a fact that he's dead. Like, he's dead. In 2 more turns, he's going to die, and there's really nothing he can do about it, and we don't need to do anything else. And this is the way you could play the entire story chapter, is get enough stacks that you know will kill, and then just turtle. Don't do anything else. It doesn't require you to do anything else. It's a very low-skill team. As long as you can get some kind of stacks off of some character, whether it be Hinata or Yuki or Shizu with that, or if you only pulled Carrion and put a heal charm on him, like, you can get 6 stacks pretty easily. And now he's gonna die. And yeah, 477k. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're going into the Fire Tempered Edge stage. And this fight, if you don't bring a character who has access to the burn ability, is really difficult, because he binds you and he poisons you on turn 2 if he does not have the burn effect applied. But if we just simply don't take any damage, or somehow have a way to negate that burn effect and the damage that he's going to do anyways, then there's not really a big fucking deal, is there? So we're going to go through all 5 turns of this fight, and probably all 5 turns of the final fight, because that has actually a million plus HP. But we can see that as long as we have Hinata's HP field, we're not going to take any damage from the burn, we're not going to take any damage from his AoEs, we're not going to take any damage from his ult, and then on turn 5, he's really going to just stupid be dead. So orb change, and healing field, and that, and Yeah. I mean, this is what all turn 2s looked like this entire fight that you didn't see, is just me doing this over and over and over again. Maybe sometimes I didn't get a good starting hand and I didn't have enough points to use all this, or maybe we didn't have Masayuki. But once we hit the Earth stage against Velzard and Leon, that's a set starting hand. So we know that turn 1 is going to be ideal for us. So let's just do some more of these, I guess. And so we're up to 15, 16 stacks probably? Yeah, 16 stacks. So already Clayman, with 657k HP, is either dead or very close to death, depending on how much lower we get his health. And counterattacks don't matter. It actually helps us. Sweet. Multiple counters. Love to see it, because that's an extra 4 stacks right there. And it's only turn 2. And now he's going to do some attacks here. We're going to heal it. The poison and bind is here, so there's an AoE. Alright, another counter. We're going to not take damage from poison, and that's going to add reckoning stacks to us. So there we go. And now he is most certainly dead. If we could end the fight and call this turn 5 and just do the reckoning, he would be dead. So let's go ahead and send 1 orb. We're still going to bind, we're still going to poison, we're still going to take that. It doesn't do that much damage, but if you're binded for, how many turns? 4 turns, then probably your health is not going to be looking super great for a traditional team. This is not a traditional team. So, okay, yeah, we're going down. We are on turn 5. We're going to take that ult. Nah, you know what? Let's just go ahead and not do that this time. Would we have survived if we hadn't used Hinata's skill? Yeah, certainly. But, oh well. So, 14k right there. Yeah, that would have done some damage. But, you know what else does damage? That. Bye-bye. Alright, let's chronicle the entirety of this fight versus Veldora, the final stage of this beatdown, or, Tempered Edge kind of montage, I guess. And the stage traditionally wants a Magic Pierce stacking team with blue orbs, and we're going to show them you don't really need any of that shit, you just need to live to turn 5, of which he doesn't really do that much damage to begin with, so living to turn 5, not a very difficult thing. So let's play this like we're actually trying to treat this as a true beatdown battle. Try and get as many stacks as possible, as much HP as possible, and, just kind of see how it goes. Spoiler alert, it's gonna be great. So let's use the Frey HP raise. Okay, cool. And now we'll get Isis in here for her green buff. We have Masayuki, so we have 100 extra points just sitting ready to go, and we're gonna do it like this. So Masayuki, heal us, put the healing field on, not the feeling healed. Alright, 100 points, so multi-skill, orb change, reckoning, absorption, and that'll give us a full 6 hand send with a little bit of points left over that I can't do anything with because it's going to be a bit too expensive. And we are up to 7 stacks right here, which generally 7, 14, 21 stacks would be able to kill any of those other stages, any of them. And now we have a bit more than that. So we still have 3 more turns. We're going to do as much as possible. We're going to raise our HP up as much as possible. Yuki and Shizu are going to heal quite a bit here, which is great, and especially if you get hit a lot like that. There we go. Okay, so let's do the orb chain, not that one. Let's do this orb change, boom. We can do another stack because this skill is base cost. And then you can go away. We'll bring Frey back in for Shizu. So now we can give Hinata the HP field after we, again, reset with Masayuki, put some more stacks on, and this is only turn 3. And in any other stage, and in any of the story quests or anything, they would be dead. They would be dead at this point if we were to just not do anything for the next 2 turns. But we're going to do a lot of stuff for these last 2 turns, because I just want to showcase, the low end of power, like that 6 stacks minimum that we did that we were still able to kill, versus high end power of as much as possible, as much HP as possible. We're not going to do a lot of damage with these green orbs. He has like 1.3 million HP or something like that. and this team does not have high attack stats. We have not used Frey's attack buff at all because we haven't needed to, because we are just traditionally killing off of the Reckoning status. So, cool. Alright, what's his hand look like? We have Yuki, so Frey is mostly healed up. Let's go ahead and let's use his skill, boom, boom. We'll bring Shizu back in, and then we don't have to worry about the ult at all. So let's bring you in. We'll reapply the green buff because it's about to run out. And then we'll bring Shizu in. And yeah, we will reset. We'll reapply the HP from Frey so we continue to heal, which adds more stacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, 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 and then we can use Hinata's Reckoning skill again because we've got the points for it. And I think this is the most stacks we've had this entire video between the four because we haven't really put anything on Ice's 4 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The greens are now nerfed, which doesn't really matter all that much because as long as we have Masayuki, that's a free 100 points. And this will be the final turn before he just straight up disappears. So, 29 stacks, 22, 33, and here I'm not going to do anything. And I lied. We're not going to try and push the boundaries, but I mean, we have plenty. We're going to do millions of damage here. 11 million damage. 11 million. He has 1.3 when he's full. Okay. This is easily doable if you don't have all the new units, right? Like, Frey doesn't really do anything for the team. It does help our damage, but she doesn't add Reckoning stacks directly. You know, she adds a healing skill that will eventually give you Reckoning stacks, but it's not like an instant skill use and you have Reckoning. Shizu's free. Isis is free. Masayuki, you replace him with Carrion. It's not as good, but you're still gonna get stacks out of it, especially with the AoE healing charm. And then Yuki and Hinata. Like, Hinata is probably the most important character because she's got the HP regen. But apart from that, you're looking good. So that is all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stages of Tempered Edge cleared in 5 turns of varying degrees of success, but all cleared in 5 turns. Maybe 6, actually, for one of them. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. But that's it from me. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.